What's up, guys? It's Benny. As you may well know, I was in Chicago with Secretary Kristi Noem yesterday, inspecting the ICE facility there and watching dozens of libs get arrested as they attacked violently the ICE agents. Their ICE facility in Chicago is under constant paramilitary attack by left-wing terrorists. And it isn't 12 hours after I was wheels up from Chicago that one of the most dangerous attacks on an ICE facility happened right where I was. DHS says that ICE agents in Chicago were boxed in by 10 cars in what is clearly a sophisticated paramilitary operation in order to grind to a halt federal authorities in Chicago. And then the agents had to open fire on the vehicles because they were trapped. They had to go on foot. And one of the people who boxed them in had a semi-automatic weapon in their vehicle, and they had to discharge their weapons at the American citizen. This is getting exponentially out of hand. This morning, during routine patrol in Broadview, this is exactly where we were yesterday, in the same area of Chicago that law enforcement were assaulted. On our footage, you can see on the video, our brave law enforcement officers were rammed by vehicles and boxed in by 10 cars. This is according to Tricia McLaughlin, the Assistant Secretary of Homeland Security. One of the drivers who rammed the law enforcement vehicles was armed with a semi-automatic weapon. Law enforcement were forced to deploy their weapons and fire defensive shots at an armed U.S. citizen who drove herself to the hospital after getting care for her wounds. The armed woman was named in a CBP intelligence bulletin last week for doxing agents and posting online, "Hey to all my gang, let's go F these mother effers up. Don't let them take anyone." Pritzker's Chicago Police Department is leaving the shooting scene and refusing to assist us in securing the area. There is a growing crowd, and we are now deploying special operations to control the scene. It's insane that this is in America. Man, it is a completely failed tyranny state. FBI assets have responded and are investigating the incident in Chicago. Trying to intimidate law enforcement will not slow us down. The mission will not stop. Here's what Kristi Noem told us yesterday. If you were tuned in and locked into our channel, you would know the future, because, well, we go to the source and we ask the questions. Kristi Noem yesterday saying the Department of War is going to deploy here in Chicago and in Portland. And boom, baby.
Well, you've got a presence in Portland that is Antifa affiliated. We're not just going to be rolling out of Chicago here, but we're sending in the Department of War, and we're going to not only have our officers that are out there with HSI and ICE, but we're also going to have backup from our military. What we saw happen to that journalist last night will not happen again.